Hi everyone, welcome back to another quick little chat with myself at Switch Studios. Today we're going to talk about essential fatty acids and omegas, so those kind of vitamins and oils that we want to get into our system. Now, you've heard about it before, how important it is to have oily fish, and maybe you're on an omega 6 and 9 vitamin supplement, but the reasons why in which we should be having those supplements kind of need to be made more prominent and clearer as well. The problem with a lot of time when we're recommended to take vitamins and minerals and nutrients and stuff, we don't really stop to kind of consider why we're taking them. And the problem with that is we do it for a few weeks and a period of time, and we kind of go, well, they're good for you. But because we don't know how important they are and how good they are for you, a lot of people don't stick with it long term. So we start getting, oily fish into our diet 2-3 times a week. We start maybe taking a supplement for it every day. And then we get 3 or 4 weeks down the line and it all kind of falls apart and we slip back into our old routine. Now, I don't want you to do that with these. I'm not a big one for supplements. I'm not a person who recommends anyone to take lots of supplements. I always try and rein everything back to the food that you eat first and foremost. So let's look at that. Oily fish. Now, you've got a massive selection of oily fish. It's not just salmon and tuna, but you've got trout, you've got sardines, you've got mackerel, you've got all sorts of oily fish that you can get into your diet. So it's really easy to find lots of recipes, particularly here on Switch. It's really easy to get different interesting ways of getting those foods into you. So it's not boring. You're not just having to have salmon and veg. Excuse me. I think I've got a really dry throat. Sorry about that. So it's really easy for us to get those foods in. There's lots of variety. There's no reason why we should get bored. We can mix up lots of different recipes within each of those foods, let alone the variety we can get from the different fish that we're allowed to have. But let's look at why they're important and really focus on that. The oils and the vitamins and the nutrients and the minerals that are contained within that fish and within those kind of omega vitamins are literally lifesavers. They're life prolongers. Your omegas and your fatty acids are responsible to help your immune system on its most basic level. So if your immune system is really strong and operating well on its most basic, its most cellular level, and it's protecting against all the small infections, then it stops those developing into big infections. It's straight away, if we stop it at its first point of contact and our immune system's really strong and really boosted, obviously that means that we're at less risk of developing infections and diseases and illnesses. 2, if we're kind of overcome by something that's quite aggressive, if our immune system's stronger, we're better at fighting it as well. And when I say immune system, I'm not just talking about common colds and sickness bugs and that sort of thing. I'm talking about long-term infections, long-term diseases as well. Your EFAs, your essential fatty acids and your omegas have also been directly linked to help reduce lifestyle disease. Now, lifestyle disease are quite a few cancers, so we can group a lot of cancers into lifestyle disease, so they're directly attributed to the lifestyle in which you lead. Also type 2 diabetes and heart disease as well, so they can be grouped into that. And having that right level of nutrients and minerals and your essential fatty acids and your omegas help your immune system bolster and boost itself so it can protect greater against those as well. The other things, so there's a lot of other stuff that omegas are really good for, and one is protein synthesis, so the uptake of protein, hence why it's contained within fish. Fish essentially is a protein, so it helps form the building blocks of us growing muscle tissue. Now, that's really important if you're here with us at Switch and you're doing an exercise plan, which hopefully all of you are. No matter what exercise plan it is, whether it's Pilates or yoga, or a weights-based exercise, or a HIIT or cardio-based exercise, your body is always working and breaking itself down. That's essentially what exercise does. Exercise essentially stresses the body, breaks it down, and then we rebuild ourselves back up stronger and healthier and better than before. Now, your EFAs and your omegas help the synthesis, help the build-up, help the absorption of that protein. Like we say, that's why it's already contained in the fish. That's why fish is so brilliant. Fish has the protein, but it also has all the kind of vital key unlocks that help unlock that protein and get it into the body. So that's why we always kind of rein back when we need to get minerals and need to get vitamins and need to get nutrients into your body. Get it from your food first. Get it from what we're putting into our body, what we're nourishing our body with 3, 4, 5 times a day, because that's how often we eat. Now, we have to take it on a little bit further, and then we have to look at kind of the types of fish that you're getting, how it's farmed, how it's produced. Unfortunately, nowadays, we are a little bit deficient now, so the levels of nutrients and minerals, like I'm sure you know, and vitamins, that are contained in all our food products, in our vegetables, in our meat, in our fish, they have been lowered. And unfortunately, that's down to we're over manufacturing. So we manufacture lots of our food, like, you know, factory farms, also the chemicals in which we use and the way in which we feed animals today before we actually allow them to be farmed as food, all diminishes their value. So the value of food has been diminished a little. Not been eradicated, but it has been lowered. Now, for most of us, as long as we're getting enough food in and regularly through the week, so I'm not talking about getting fish in 2, 3 times a week, I'm talking about getting it in daily. I want it in your system daily. So we want it in 4, 5, 6 times a day. If you're vegan or vegetarian, then obviously that's a little bit different, and you have to look from getting your oils and your omegas and your fatty acids from other products, from your nuts, from your seeds, from hemp. That's where you need to look. But for those of us who can eat fish, then you need to get it in daily. You need to get it in regularly, frequently through the week. If you're still finding that those levels aren't boosting you and your energy levels aren't increasing, you're not getting stronger, you're not turning up quick enough, you're not getting all those holistic and health benefits that you get from the minerals and nutrients that are contained in the food, that's the stage where we start looking at maybe supplementation. But before you look at supplementation, it's not a magic cure. Don't straight away go for the pill box. Don't straight away get down to that supplement shop. First of all, get down to your local farm, get down to your local butchers, get down to your local kind of meat market, get down to your local fishmongers, get the right sort of foods in you. Go straight and direct to source. Get the right source in you first, then look at progressing it a little bit. So your task for today is get down to either your local supermarket, or ideally, you know what, get down to the fish market. You're going to be able to chat, have a chat with the fishmonger there. He's going to be able to advise you on a great piece of fish that's come in, something as well that's more nutrient-based, more mineral-based. He'll be able to give you information on where it's been caught. Has it been farmed? Has it been line caught? How healthier is it? And he'll give you different alternatives, so ones that contain more fat that have been farmed, ones that have been line caught, which are better for you. You'll be able to barter with him a little bit on price, build up a bit of a rapport and relationship with him. You know what? All that sort of stuff is great for your health and great for your psyche anyway, that little bit of conversation with people. But also, you're going to get a bit of a better deal on your food. And that's what we want for you, so you're eating healthier and happier all the time. Hope that's helped a little bit, guys. Get down to your local fishmongers, have a chat with them, get yourself eating the right sort of foods. See you next time.